Welcome to my channel. My name's Jared. This is another Sunday update video. I also post silent build videos on Wednesdays, so be sure to check those out as well. Today, we're going to talk about the Yamaha and a little bit about the 356. Okay, so if you saw my last build video, you would have seen that I got the bike running. This is my 1972 Yamaha DT2. It's a 250 two-stroke enduro. And in the previous video, I assembled it. I had taken this bike apart about a year ago, left it in pieces, and then finally I assembled it in the previous video. And then in this last video, I rebuilt the carburetor, changed the oil, put in a new air filter, flushed the fuel tank, and got it running. And then we went for a nice little ride on it. So this came out really well. I'm very pleased with it. If you saw that video, you'll see that it basically just fired right up. That's really how many kicks it took. I didn't edit that down. Within like 4 or 5 kicks after putting the carburetor on there and changing the oil and everything, this thing just fired right up. It did smoke really bad at first, and some of that may have been the adjustment on there's a oil pump in here that you can adjust it to determine how much 2-cycle oil is going into the cylinder. And I think I had it correct, and I really didn't change it much since then, so I don't think that was the issue. I think the main issue, and I think this is kind of common on two-strokes, because when I was younger I had some two-stroke bikes, and I did this on those as well, but I think the main issue was just a lot of buildup in the exhaust pipe. So I took the exhaust off, and I flushed it out with just regular gasoline, let that dry really well to make sure there were no fumes left in there. And then I put it back on, and that helped reduce the smoking quite a bit. It still smokes, I think, a little bit more than it should. So I'm probably going to continue to try to adjust this pump. Now the pump, there's a rotating piece. When you hit the throttle, when you twist the throttle, it rotates this plastic piece. And you're supposed to adjust that so the little point on that plastic piece lines up with this little rod that sticks out. And so I did that, but that's just kind of your basic adjustment. But you can fine tune it. You can rotate. There's a little wheel on the back of it that you can rotate, and you count it. It's like you rotate it like 100 times or 200 times or something. And then you can measure the amount of oil that it distributes in that number of rotations, and you can fine tune it from there. So I may have to do that to get it to just the right amount of oil to make sure that I'm still getting enough oil, but maybe not having so much smoke. But it does run good. It starts up really easily. I took it on a nice ride, as you would have seen if you watched that last video. So I am very pleased with it. I like the way that it came out. I also like the way that it looks. Like I said, I was originally thinking I was going to do a full restoration, and I'm glad I didn't do that. I like that it looks old. I like that it shows its age. It has some rust on it. Like I mentioned before, I did treat the rust on the frame, but I left all the other rust on the fenders and everything exposed. I did put new cables on it and stuff like that, and new tires. But other than that, it's basically all original. So that's the Yamaha. Got another project back on the road, so I'm very excited about that. So, and then of course I mentioned in the past, this is a 2016 Scrambler that I also bought. I got excited while I was working on this and wanted something that I could ride. This bike, as cool as it is, it's a little noisy for riding around in the city. It's not really ideal for those conditions. So I got this bike, so I've been riding this a little bit now around town, so that's been a lot of fun. But yeah, so next week we're going to be working on the 356. So my dad's actually going to be in town, and you guys will get to see, we'll pull the engine out and pull it apart and find out exactly what's wrong with the engine and what it's going to take to get it rebuilt and get it back on the road. So watch out for that video, and then I'm hopefully just going to keep moving forward with the 356 until it's back on the road, which I don't think will be too long, hopefully. Assuming I don't run into any issues where I can't get the parts I need in time, and assuming that the machine shop can get the heads and things rebuilt and back to me in a timely manner. But so we're going to be focusing on the 356 for the next several videos. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, the Yamaha's back on the road as well. Okay, so that's it for this week, guys. Just a short update video. But thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Bye.